Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you the second layout for the February 2020 For the Love of Homemade Kits. And today I'm going to be working on another 4th of July picture. And what I'm going to be doing is with the cardstock, I'm going to be creating kind of my own background. And what I'm going to do is taking my Heidi Shine in both the gold and the tinsel, and I'm going to make my own fireworks. This is a very simple technique to do if you are short on paper, which I don't know how anyone could be with my huge stash. But if you are and you're on a budget and you just have cardstock and a paintbrush, this is a simple way to go ahead and make your own layout. So I am just making the circle in the middle as if it's the explosion of the fireworks, and then I am just doing like the sprays that you would see coming out from the middle and making it arched to mimic how it would be then falling to the ground. I then splattered around it, and again it gives that shimmery look like you see when the fireworks explode over your head and they break apart. So you don't have to be a great artist. I am definitely not. When I started out, I was looking at a few of these and they were looking like spiders instead of fireworks. All I can say is just keep going and keep adding, and before you know it, it actually looks like what you're intending. So don't give up right away, even if it's starting to look like a hot mess. In the end, I really am pleased with how this looked. I thought it was looking like my 5-year-old grandson had drawn it, and now I'm really thinking it kind of looks cool. So here's the gold, and again I'm just going to splatter as I go and just kind of get that whole glimmery look of the fireworks when they're shot over the top of your head. And then I do draw the line as if they're, when you see them when they first shoot them off. So you have that first explosion when they shoot up into the air, and the second one as they explode and glimmer through the sky. So I tried to mimic that whole look. Now I'm taking the Heidi Shine in tinsel, and I'm just layering over the top of the gold ones 2 silver fireworks, and then I'm also going to do the same thing. I try it with shimmers in, it's a red kind of color. Let me see if I can find it. I have it in rose gold red, but it just didn't stand up enough. So I will go over the top of that one with my Glimmer Mist. I have Tattered Angels in Barn Red, and that one actually will stand up, and you'll see that in a moment. That I went through and finished making it, hoping that when it dried, it would dry a little bit more clear, but it didn't. And the Barn Red actually stands off the paper better than the shimmers did. So the only thing I can say is if you're going to try this technique, just test it out on a scratch piece of paper, see how your colors look, and the worst that happens is you throw away a piece of cardstock. So here's the shimmers that just doesn't stand up. So while I'm doing this, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm really loving this whole kit and how it's looking, and having a lot of fun checking out all the other videos. Down in my description box, I will have the link to Christina's blog where you can get the formula, as well as a link to the playlist for February, where we will have all of the kit shares and all the process videos linked in there, so you can find them all in one place. And I really highly recommend that you check everybody out, because there's some really cool ways of how everyone interpreted the kit and how they're using their stash. So here's where I'm going over the top with the Tattered Angels, and you can see how it's definitely making them stand out, versus if you look in the upper left-hand corner, you can barely see the one that I did with the shimmers. So I do like the Barn Red better. I'm just kidding. And it actually doesn't look as red. Sometimes if you use red on paper, it looks like you got attacked by your scissors, and this isn't bad. So it's not as looking like a crime scene as some of the reds can look. So now that I've got my layout, now I'm picking out my pictures. Now the pictures I'm using are of my kids, well, not my kids, they're our local fire department. All of my kids are volunteers on the fire departments. My daughter was a volunteer for the town next door to us, and my 2 boys were volunteers on our local fire department. So they spend their 4th of July's manning the fire trucks or sitting on top of our grade school when the fireworks are being shot off, making sure that we don't catch anything on fire in the town and that they're on the ready in case there's an emergency, they don't get bogged down with the traffic. So this was just a shot that my son took of their fire department, and it's looking, where they were stationed by the school, but their view of what the fireworks were with the truck in front of it. And I just thought it was a cool representation of my kids and our town. And what I love about our town is we just have a very small community, but for 4th of July, it's a big celebration. Everyone comes from miles around to come and see our 4th of July celebration. And I just wanted to show another angle for what you see behind the scenes. Also, the other thing is you're going to see that my title is going to be Small Town Strong. Now, the reason I did this is about 5 years ago, our sister town, which is covered by our local fire department, and is probably about several miles away outside of town, they were hit by an F5 tornado and leveled the town. And my kids were all involved in helping with the rescue of the people from our community. And our community, again, it's a town of like less than, it's about 1,200 people, 2,000 maybe now, all pulled together to help the people that were in need. And one of the fundraisers they did was they sold bumper stickers that said Small Town Strong. And they have now gone and put them on all the fire trucks. And it's become our town motto in a way, the Small Town Strong. And it really says a lot about our fire department, our community, and with the 4th of July and everyone celebrating, I just thought this was a good representation of what it's all about. The people that serve, whether it be the fire department, the police department, or our military, and celebrating those individuals that volunteer and do what keep everyone safe, whether it be from crime, fires, wars. So hopefully I got that look on this layout because that's what I was trying to come across and with that title. And then for the words that I used in my title, I'm going to use, there are a lot of them came from the Sweet Freedom by Pink Paisley. And so like the circle up in the upper right hand corner says Stars and Stripes Forever. And then I have a label sticker that says, Oh Beautiful. And then a Tim Holtz word I will put below that says Happy 4th of July. And that's clustered in with one of the puffy stickers from the Sweet Freedom collection. And then I'm going to put the word brave above it. And then in the bottom left-hand corner, the blue circle says Strong and Proud, Take Courage, USA, Made in America. The circular puffy sticker says Light Up the Sky. Liberty and Happiness is the washi tape. I have the Thank You and Celebrate Freedom. And just an arrow. And I think those are all words that represent the fire department and all they do for our community. So the last thing I'm going to do on this layout is I'm going to take some of my glitter glue and I am going to put some in each of the clusters. And when it dries, it will dry flat like enamel dots. And I really like that glittery look that it gives to this layout. I want to thank everyone who's joined in and been watching our videos. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, I would love to have you as a subscriber for my channel. And I want to thank you for all the kind comments that have been left behind. I really do appreciate it. And I try and answer back to everybody, but if I've missed you, I do apologize. I try and keep an eye on it as much as I can. And for the buckling, don't worry about the buckling. I think when it gets into the layer or into the book, there's so many layers of heavy stuff that it will flatten out. So I'm not real worried about that. So I want to thank you again for joining me today, and please check out all the other videos, and I will have some close-ups here at the end. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.